Most people don't realize this, but some of the foods you've been told are healthy for years could actually be harming you, especially after age 60. And today, I want to focus on something very small, but incredibly powerful: seeds. Now, you might be thinking, seeds? Really, doctor? Aren't those just bird food, or something we sprinkle on bread? But here's the truth: seeds are like little capsules of concentrated nutrition. Inside these tiny packages are fats, fibers, proteins, and compounds that can either lower your blood pressure and protect your memory, or raise your inflammation, stress your digestion, and even interfere with your medications. In fact, studies from the National Institutes of Health have shown that regularly eating the wrong types of seeds is associated with higher risks of arthritis, pain, obesity, and even cardiovascular disease. On the other hand, the right seeds have been shown to lower blood sugar, support bone health, and even reduce the risk of stroke. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you the 4 seeds you should never eat if you're over 60, and the 4 seeds you should absolutely make a part of your weekly routine. I'll explain why they matter, how they affect your body differently as you age, and I'll give you simple tips for adding, or avoiding, them in your daily life. By the end, you'll walk away with practical, science-backed advice you can put to use starting at your very next meal. For those of you who are new here, let me introduce myself. My name is Dr. Thomas G. Cropley. I've been practicing medicine for more than 35 years. Over that time, I've worked with thousands of patients in their 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond. I've helped them manage everything from high blood pressure, diabetes, arthritis, memory problems, to simply wanting more energy to keep up with their grandchildren. And let me tell you, after 35 years, I can say this with absolute certainty: the patients who pay attention to what they eat, who make small but consistent changes in their diet, are the ones who enjoy longer independence, less pain, and better quality of life. Now, I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm here because I've seen too many seniors misled by half-truths and outdated advice. My goal is to cut through the noise, give you clear, scientific, and practical guidance, without the medical jargon. So, with that said, let's talk about why seeds matter so much after 60. As we age, our bodies undergo some predictable changes. Some of you watching right now know exactly what I mean. You might notice you don't digest food as easily as you did in your 30s and 40s. You may get bloated more often, or deal with constipation. Your joints ache more frequently. And perhaps, your doctor has mentioned that your blood pressure or cholesterol numbers aren't where they should be. Now, seeds are interesting because they're concentrated sources of nutrition. They contain fats, proteins, and plant compounds in very small packages. That means a little goes a long way. But here's the catch: not all seeds are created equal. Some seeds are anti-inflammatory, heart protective, and bone strengthening. Others, often the ones we snack on without thinking, can increase inflammation, raise blood sugar, or irritate the digestive tract. And that's why we need to pay close attention. Because for those of us over 60, the margin for error gets smaller. What you eat today affects not just how you feel tomorrow, but how well you're able to stay independent 5, 10, even 20 years down the road. 1. Sunflower seeds. Many people snack on them at baseball games or buy them roasted in bags. The problem is, sunflower seeds are extremely high in omega-6 fatty acids. Omega-6 isn't bad in itself, but in the American diet, we already get far too much. The average ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 in the US is about 20 to 1, when ideally it should be closer to 4 to 1 or even 2 to 1. Too much omega-6 triggers inflammation in the body. For someone in their 20s, that may not cause symptoms right away. But for someone over 60, that inflammation can worsen arthritis pain, raise the risk of heart disease, and even impair memory. I've had patients come to me complaining of stiff hands in the morning, only to discover they were snacking on sunflower seeds every evening. Once they cut them out, the morning stiffness improved noticeably. On top of that, Most sunflower seeds are salted heavily, which drives up blood pressure, a serious concern for seniors. 2. Pumpkin seeds, commercial varieties. Now, I want to be clear, pumpkin seeds in their raw, unsalted form can be healthy in small amounts. But most of what's sold in stores is not raw or plain. They're roasted in oils, coated with salt, or even flavored with sugar. For seniors, excess sodium contributes to hypertension. Excess oil and sugar lead to weight gain and unstable blood sugar. I once had a gentleman in his late 60s who ate pumpkin seeds every day as a snack because he read they were good for the prostate. His intentions were right, but his blood pressure climbed 15 points in 6 months because the brand he bought had nearly 400 milligrams of sodium per handful. 3. Poppy seeds. These are small, often sprinkled on bagels or baked goods. Most people don't realize they contain compounds related to opiates. In very small amounts, they're harmless. But in larger amounts, they can actually interact with certain medications, especially pain relievers and blood thinners. I remember one case where a woman in her 70s had unusual drowsiness. It turned out she was eating multiple slices of poppy seed cake each week. It wasn't dangerous, but it was interfering with her sleep cycle and her medication effectiveness. For seniors on multiple prescriptions, poppy seeds are simply an unnecessary risk. 4. Cottonseed oil in packaged foods. You may not eat cotton seeds directly, but cottonseed oil is hidden in many processed foods, chips, crackers, salad dressings. It's cheap for manufacturers, but it's one of the worst oils you can consume. Cottonseed oil is high in omega-6 and often contaminated with pesticide residues, since cotton is not classified as a food crop and is sprayed heavily. Research in the Journal of Lipid Research has linked cottonseed oil to increased artery inflammation and higher cholesterol. Seniors especially need to watch out for this because it contributes to silent artery damage, which can lead to heart attack or stroke without warning. 1. Flax seeds. Rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which reduce inflammation. Contain lignans, which lower the risk of certain hormone-related cancers. Excellent for digestion because of soluble fiber, helps with constipation. A clinical trial published in Hypertension found that daily flaxseed reduced systolic blood pressure by up to 10 points in older adults. Tip: buy them whole, grind them at home, and sprinkle on cereal, oatmeal, or mix into soups. 2. Chia seeds. They absorb water and form a gel-like texture, which slows digestion and prevents blood sugar spikes. Packed with calcium and magnesium, both critical for bone health. Helpful for hydration, because they hold water, great for seniors who don't drink enough fluids. I often recommend chia pudding as a simple breakfast for seniors. It's soft, easy to chew, and supports blood sugar balance. 3. Sesame seeds. High in calcium, important because osteoporosis risk climbs sharply after 60. Contains sesamin and sesamol, compounds that improve artery flexibility. A study in Nutrition Journal showed seniors who ate sesame daily had significant improvements in blood pressure within 4 weeks. Easy to add, sprinkle on vegetables, mix into salads, or use tahini, sesame paste. 4. Hemp seeds. One of the best plant-based protein sources, with all essential amino acids. Provides a nearly perfect balance of omega-3 and omega-6. Rich in magnesium, which supports sleep, reduces muscle cramps, and lowers anxiety. I often suggest hemp seeds to patients who struggle with restless legs or trouble sleeping. Stick to about 1 to 2 tablespoons of healthy seeds daily. More is not better. Always drink water with seeds to aid digestion. Buy raw, unsalted, and organic when possible. Store seeds in airtight containers in the fridge to prevent oils from going rancid. Rotate seeds, don't eat the same one every single day. Variety provides balance. So let's review. The seeds to avoid are sunflower seeds, commercial pumpkin seeds, poppy seeds, and anything with cottonseed oil. The seeds to enjoy regularly are flax, chia, sesame, and hemp. These are simple changes, but they add up. Every handful of seeds you eat is either fighting inflammation, or feeding it. At your stage of life, you deserve to feel your best. Small, consistent choices like these are how you protect your independence, keep your memory sharp, and maintain the energy to do the things you love. If this video was helpful, please subscribe to Seniors Healthy. We post new content every week designed specifically for you. Share this video with a friend who's also in their 60s or 70s, they'll thank you for it. And leave me a comment below, tell me which of these seeds you're going to start with. This is Dr. Thomas G. Cropley. Thank you for spending this time with me. Stay healthy, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next video.